So I'm trying to balance not falling and filming. Come along with us today on this challenging and really fun hike. We're going to climb mountains and do lots of rock scrambles. Good morning, everybody. So today my husband and I are at Hawk Mountain Sanctuary in Pennsylvania to do some hiking. We haven't been here for a number of years. Last time we were here, our kids were really, really little. Be aware, if you want to visit and hike here, there's a small admission fee. It's $10. I always kind of see admission fees like this as totally worth it. If you go get yourself a coffee at Starbucks, things like that, we think nothing about paying $5, $10 for things like that. So it's definitely worth it to pay $10 to hike here, to support the wildlife conservation that they do and the trail maintenance and things like that. It's well worth the small admission fee. I'm going to show you why this is a great spot to hike and visit. So when you first arrive on the property, there's a visitor center, there's a small butterfly garden, and then there's also restrooms here. All right, so we've got a little historic sign. So Hawk Mountain Sanctuary was founded in 1934 by Rosalie Edge, and it's the world's first refuge for birds of prey. It had been a popular shooting site because of its location and a major hawk migration corridor, and a 1929 bounty placed on northern goshawks. Through the work of its founder and its early supporters, such as Richard Prow, it became a raptor conservation research, education, training facility, and a hawk watching destination for bird and nature lovers globally. So we're pretty sure we're the first people here for the day, and it is just a super beautiful, crisp, cool fall day. Sun's still kind of coming up. Our kids are off at school. My husband and I thought this would be a really fun thing to do today. So we're going to do, I believe it might be about 5 miles. It's the outer loop. So we're going to start with River of Rocks and then go from there and show you the scenery. So this is the migration counts for the fall. So this kind of shows you what they saw yesterday. As you start the trail, you're at the South Rim Lookout. You've got these great views right before you get started on your hike. All right, so this is kind of the warning that this is a difficult trail, but we know that. We're gonna keep going. So the one thing I want to mention is if you come here, there are definitely trails and things that you can do at all ability levels. And as you can kind of see in that opening shot, there's that lookout right there, and really anybody can make it to that first lookout. So that's a really cool thing about here. Depending on how much you want to challenge yourself, depending on how much time you have, there's all different options. So you're going to want to look for the blazes on the trees in this section because the trail gets really rocky already. So this is the first time in a while I've seen spotted lanternflies. These are an invasive species and you're supposed to kill them. There we go, I got one. I forgot that the lanternflies jump, and that's really disgusting because they almost jumped on me. You can really see the forest is pretty bare. Most of the trees have dropped their leaves. So we're coming up on the Boulder Field. Pennsylvania has a number of these. There's a huge Boulder Field at Hickory Run State Park in the Poconos. There's these Boulder Fields. There's one near the Blue Rocks Campground. So we've got a number of these, but they're really just, it's just mind-blowing to see all the rocks. So I'm going to show you what this looks like here. How cool is that? And you can kind of see what they look like up close. So you can see how the Boulder Field is continuing and the trail's running parallel to it right now. So one of the hardest things about hiking on a rocky trail like this is when the rocks move, and a lot of these rocks do. So you really have to take your time and be careful in kind of every step you take along here. So if you're hiking here, all the intersections are really nicely marked. On this side, you can see that golden eagle. That's the way we're gonna go. So you can see there's more Boulder Field out there. You know, when we hike, we like a good challenge from time to time. So the portion of the Golden Eagle Trail, this is actually the most difficult trail rating here. So that's what we're doing today. So let's see how we do. So this is the most difficult. It's got a steep grade with a vertical rise of 800 feet to Skyline Trail, then 2 miles across difficult rocky terrain to the North Lookout. So we are following yellow now. And as you can kind of see up where my husband is, the trail is starting to steadily climb here. So we are pretty steadily climbing up here. Nothing too bad. It's steep, but it's a little bit gradual at the same time, if that makes sense. It's also interesting that compared to the first part of the hike, where most of the trees were bald, I guess these are a different variety of trees. There's a lot more yellow and orange and still some fall color in these trees. So we've got a fallen tree here, but this is pretty neat how giant the root system is. I always think it's cool when you look at the roots of a tree and you can see these rocks kind of embedded under the tree roots. So we're just sitting here taking a little bit of a break. You're definitely going to need it on the way up. But we were just saying we're the only people we've seen on the trail today because we started right at 9. Just super, super quiet. Chipmunks scurrying everywhere, lots of squirrels, lots of spider webs glittering in the sun, and just really, really peaceful and beautiful out here. Okay, so this is difficult. Our calf muscles are burning. We are definitely out of breath. This is a lot of elevation gain in a short period of time. So we're just taking breaks, but it's definitely doable, and we can kind of see the top, so we're getting there. And the trail is not rocky like it was before, so that really helps. So does it look like we're going in slow motion? We're not. This is our actual speed. It is some slow going here. So you can see down there is where we came from. It's the mountains off in the distance. And more to go. All right, so we made it to the top. So in that direction would be the Appalachian Trail. We're going to go this way. So we went up Golden Eagle Trail. Now we're going to go in this direction on the Skyline Trail here. Yeah, so my husband was surprised that we're at the top because we just kind of thought maybe it would be a lot harder and we'd have a lot more to go. We are on the blue and yellow Blaze Trail right now, and we're enjoying a nice little easy stretch, and I think it's going to be about to get a whole lot harder. Let's look ahead here, what we've got in front of us, all these rocks. All right, so we've got a porcupine here, and I've never seen one in Pennsylvania before. I know people see them all the time, but this is new for me, so I'm so excited. We just stopped for a few minutes to see if the porcupine would come back out of the rocks. It did not, but still a really cool experience. We're gonna forge on ahead with this path. Looks like we have a few more rock scrambles to do up here. For some people, this might be your nightmare and might not be fun. For me and my husband, we think this is a blast. We love scrambling the rocks. We like a good challenge. We like seeing wildlife. So this is a really fun day hike for us. Except for when those rocks move. I don't like that. So nice views are starting to appear. It's a little bit hazy today, so I'm not sure how clear it's going to be at the overlooks, but I'm hoping it clears up. This tree looks like it has polka dots on it. It's got all these circular patches of moss growing on it. Kind of neat, isn't it? Yeah. So it really seems like the rocks are never going to end. The trail just keeps, it'll level out for a little bit, but then you're going through another rocky section again. Up here, there's the ridge, and this is what we're going through here. know. How am I gonna do this? I'm so short. So my husband got up here so easy, but I'm short. It can be really hard to do these like footholds and some of these rocks. It's definitely more challenging if you're a short person like I am, but I'm making my way here. So this gives you an idea of what we've just come through here. You can see the blue blazes on the rocks. So I'm trying to balance not falling and filming because I want to make it out of here without a twisted ankle. So I'm gonna keep going here. My husband got my hopes up. We got through that last rocky section. He said, we're done with the rocks. And we get a little bit further down the trail and there's more rocks. Okay, I see blue there. So it looks like we're gonna go that way. Wow. That's where we're going, people. Okay, still climbing here. Still going up. So we're just resting for a second, but you can see the blue blazes are where we have to go to continue up the rock here. So a really interesting thing about this hike is you make this final ascent up these rocks and you come out at the North Lookout, which is a very popular spot for bird watching. And as you climb over the rock face, there's all these people sitting there just kind of looking at you like, hey, where did these people come from? Okay, so it took us about 3 hours doing the outer loop to get to the North Lookout there. So now I believe we have about a mile back to the visitor center. We both just feel really, really good that we were able to do that. It was really, really fun. We both feel very accomplished. Okay, so this is actually really neat. This gives you some perspective of where we were. So there's the river of rocks. So I believe we hiked down in that portion to that Boulder Field there. Really cool. If you like what I do here, my whole mission of the channel is just to give you ideas and inspiration and places to go and encourage you to get outside in whatever way you can with your ability. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider joining me as a channel member. I have 3 awesome channel members. So if you get a chance, please show them some love. They help support my channel. And if you want to join as a channel member, I'd love to have you. Thank you so much for coming along with us today and watching. Let me know in the comments, have you been to Hawk Mountain before? Have you hiked this outer loop before? Would you do a hike like this with all the rock scrambling and all the rocks? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think. This definitely was a challenge, but we both feel really accomplished, and my husband wants to go and get a cheeseburger for lunch, and I think we've earned it. So gonna go get some post-hike junk food maybe. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching.